Welcome to Trump Rewind. 5 facts: the impact of Trump's social media ban. What you didn't know. Donald Trump's impact on social media has been profound. After his presidency, misinformation declined as platforms tightened policies.
And Facebook and Instagram, it's a lot of people. If I get a story that's wrong, I can put a social media, I don't usually use the word Twitter.
Trump's rhetoric increased polarization and influenced long-term content moderation strategies on social media. This channel covers news and public events related to Donald Trump for informational purposes only. We do not endorse or oppose any political party or figure. Number 1. Significant drop in misinformation. Following Donald Trump's ban from major social media platforms, including Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, after the January 6 Capitol riot, there was a noticeable and rapid decline in the spread of misinformation across the digital landscape. According to multiple studies, the volume of election-related misinformation decreased by an estimated 73% in the weeks immediately following his removal. This decline was significant, as Trump had been a major figure in amplifying unverified claims and conspiracy theories related to the 2020 election, COVID-19, and other highly controversial topics. His prolific use of social media, particularly Twitter, served as a key vehicle for the dissemination of false information, with his posts frequently being retweeted, shared, and further amplified by a large and devoted network of followers. The sharp drop in misinformation following his removal highlights the profound influence that a single figure can have on the information ecosystem, underscoring the immense power of social media platforms in shaping public discourse. The enforcement of stricter content moderation policies effectively demonstrated how curbing the spread of false information could be achieved when platforms take decisive action. However, the decision to ban Trump also ignited intense debates about freedom of speech, censorship, and the ethical responsibilities of tech companies in managing online content, raising critical questions about the balance between free expression and the prevention of harmful narratives. Number 2. Creation of Truth Social. In response to his removal from mainstream social media platforms, Donald Trump launched his own platform, Truth Social, in February 2022, under the umbrella of the Trump Media and Technology Group, TMTG. This platform was designed as an alternative to Twitter and Facebook, with a clear emphasis on promoting free speech and offering a space where Trump supporters could express their views without fear of censorship or content moderation. Truth Social was positioned as a place where political conversations, opinions, and news could be shared openly, catering specifically to Trump's loyal base of followers. It quickly became a key platform for Trump to continue communicating his political messages and for rallying his supporters, particularly those who believe that mainstream platforms had unjustly silenced conservative voices. Despite the initial buzz surrounding its launch, Truth Social has struggled to attract the broad and diverse user base that Twitter and Facebook command, largely remaining a platform frequented by Trump's most ardent followers. The platform's relatively limited reach, coupled with technical challenges during its launch, has made it difficult for Truth Social to replicate the widespread influence that Trump once wielded on Twitter, where his posts reached millions of people across a wide political spectrum. While Truth Social has provided Trump with a new avenue to express his views, it has not yet managed to rival the massive global influence of the mainstream platforms that deplatformed him. Number 3. Decrease in online political engagement. Following Donald Trump's removal from major social media platforms, there was a significant decline in overall online political engagement, especially among his supporters. Trump's presence on platforms like Twitter had been a driving force behind constant political discourse, with his daily tweets sparking intense conversations, reactions, and debates both from his followers and his critics. His ability to quickly react to current events, attack opponents, and galvanize his base created a dynamic and often polarizing online environment. Without Trump's daily engagement on social media, the political discourse on platforms like Twitter and Facebook experienced a noticeable shift. Conversations became less combative and less dominated by Trump's controversial rhetoric, resulting in a reduction of both pro-Trump and anti-Trump political exchanges. This drop in engagement demonstrated the outsized role Trump played in fueling online political activity, as his posts were often the catalyst for trending topics and viral debates. Many of his supporters became less active in online discussions after his deplatforming, as they no longer had a central figure driving the narrative or mobilizing them to respond to his comments and calls to action. The decrease in political engagement also meant that Trump's influence over the daily news cycle and online political discourse diminished considerably, leading to a more subdued political atmosphere on platforms that had previously been dominated by his presence. Number 4. Increased polarization among his supporters. While Donald Trump's ban from mainstream social media platforms reduced his overall visibility, it inadvertently contributed to increased polarization among his most loyal supporters. With the absence of a diverse audience on alternative platforms like Truth Social, Parler, and other right-leaning social networks, Trump's followers were exposed to a more insular and often extreme echo chamber. These platforms lacked the wide range of perspectives present on mainstream sites like Twitter or Facebook, leading to an environment where users were primarily exposed to content that reinforced their pre-existing beliefs and political views. The result was a deepening of political polarization as Trump's followers became more entrenched in their opinions, particularly regarding the 2020 election, claims of widespread voter fraud, and distrust of mainstream media and political institutions. The lack of opposing viewpoints or fact-checking on these platforms allowed conspiracy theories and false information to flourish unchecked, further isolating Trump's supporters from the broader political landscape. Trump's continued rhetoric, both on Truth Social and in public appearances, has also fueled this polarization as he has doubled down on claims that the election was stolen and has frequently criticized political leaders, institutions, and the media. This polarization has extended beyond social media and into real-world political divisions, as Trump's base remains loyal to his political agenda and resistant to mainstream narratives, often supporting candidates and causes that reflect Trump's more extreme positions. Number 5. Long-term influence on social media policies. Donald Trump's controversial use of social media, particularly his frequent spread of misinformation and inflammatory rhetoric, has had a lasting and far-reaching impact on the development of social media policies. His eventual ban from platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube following the January 6 Capitol riot marked a watershed moment in the history of social media governance. In the aftermath, these platforms, as well as others, faced immense scrutiny for their role in allowing harmful content to spread unchecked. As a result, many social media companies have since adopted stricter content moderation policies, particularly around misinformation, political violence, and hate speech. Platforms have introduced clearer guidelines for deplatforming individuals who violate these policies, and they have committed to enforcing rules more consistently, especially in cases involving influential public figures. Trump's removal from social media set a significant precedent for how tech companies handle the delicate balance between protecting free speech and ensuring the safety of their online communities. The case highlighted the immense power that platforms hold in shaping public discourse and raised important questions about the role of private companies in moderating speech. While some praised the decision as necessary to prevent further incitement of violence, others criticized it as a dangerous overreach of corporate power and a threat to free expression. The long-term influence of Trump's ban continues to shape discussions about the responsibility of social media companies in the digital age, and his case remains a focal point in debates about the future of content moderation and platform accountability. Thanks for watching Trump Rewind. Stay tuned for more unforgettable moments and insights from Trump's legacy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for your daily rewind.